Hello there, this is Lightning D-Pad, and today we're doing a showcase of my own custom video game that I've made on my laptop using the Python programming system, or like IDLE, the software, yeah. So it's not a very big game, it's sort of like a text-based adventure game, if you know what one of those is. So it'll give you a prompt, you do an answer to it, and then that eventually sort of goes into a pick your path type story thing, but virtual. So anyway, let's get the video started and let's load up the game.
So this is the game that I've been working on using my programming skills. So basically it's the story-based game and it's about an AI robot type thing called Asahi, who we later find out a twist in the story involving him, which takes a turn for the worse. The game's called Lightning Hell, and I've really enjoyed making it. I'm pretty sure it took me about 3 hours, and there is 127 lines in the programming. So, let's boot this thing up and see if it works. Welcome to Lightning Hell. Press A to play. Okay? So there is numerous different endings to this, but only 2 endings where you actually beat the game. There's a normal ending and a secret ending. So first I'm going to do a normal run through and then I'll show you guys the secret ending. Your starting score is 100. So yeah, the highest score you can get is 370, and depending on your actions that changes how many points you have. So, how do you feel? Average. Average, not surprised after a shock like that. So that doesn't really make sense, but basically it's supposed to be like you've been transported to a digital world, sort of. So it's like a big shock. My name, and wait, by the way, I did program this, just put average as a demo, even though it doesn't really make much sense. My name is Asahi, your new AI assistant for the training program. Press A to say, where am I? Press B to say, I'm scared. So, as you'll notice, if you press B to say that you're scared, then you get another response and it makes your score lower. So, calm down. Stupid, frightened children won't pass the entrance exam. Asahi, you're here to learn how to fight some evil robots invading our world. Your score so far is 90. Asahi signals you to come into the first training room. There is a large supercomputer inside. Do you comply with Asahi's order? Press Y for yes and N for no. So, no, I don't comply with his order. Asahi smirks. You knew it was a trap all along. Asahi, why, aren't you clever avoiding my trap like that? Still, I've got my eye on you, punk. Your score so far is 135. So that's made my score higher because I managed to avoid the trap. You're very scared. This doesn't help now that Asahi is riding a 24-foot robotic dinosaur attempting to kill you. So this is sort of a twist, like all these tests, and I know there's only been like one previously, but it's actually sort of like a killer in like an AI form somehow. So I didn't really think the plot through much, I just thought it sounded cool. And I'm really into Japan at the moment, so I looked up Japanese names and Asahi was one of the ones that came up, so I picked that. Asahi, I think it's time you knew the truth. I'm training you to fight my own robots, not just any old evil ones. Asahi, once you manage to destroy my robotic creations, you'll be strong enough to join my army. In my army, you'll be forced to fight for the rest of eternity to take over all of the digital world. You have a choice to make. Press A to try and kill the dinosaur, B to try and distract Asahi, or C to turn off the lights. So, for example, if you press A to try and kill the dinosaur, the logical solution that a lot of people will have probably put if I made this game public, which I can't because I did look for somewhere to try and publish it and I couldn't find a really good solution that wasn't complicated. So I just thought I'd make a video on it instead. And I'm not sure how well it would work if I published it anyway because, I mean, obviously it's not a brilliant game, but I think it's just better as a little project for a YouTube video. So anyway, A. So this is the message that comes up once. So this is the message that comes up once you've unlocked an ending. So you've got to read this and then press OK. Asahi, I think it's time you knew the truth. No, I've already read that bit. Asahi smirks. He can sense your fear. You try and shoot the dinosaur, but the bullet bounces off the dinosaur's metal armor onto the floor. With no effective weapon, the dinosaur runs at full speed into you. You take your last breath before you reach your end. Game over. Your final score is 67. Please exit the game. Feel free to try again. So here's where the message comes up. You can drag it here if you want, and then you press OK, and then you can play again. So now I'm going to show you guys the secret solution to get the high score. So you press A, then type in your response, and then it's A again to say where am I, to make yourself sound more confident. And then he says, Asahi, you're in a training facility where you will learn how to fight evil robots. Asahi, you will learn more at a later date. For now, I expect silence from you. And then, by the way, these little stars, they sort of represent like narration, so like what the narrator is saying. You sit quietly, afraid of what Asahi could do. Your score so far is 125. Asahi signals you to come into the first training room. There's a large supercomputer inside. Do you comply with Asahi's order? Press Y for yes and N for no. So you obviously don't comply with the orders. And then, actually I'll make this full screen again. So then you don't, and then the bit about the trap, and then there's 170, so you're going to need 200 more. You're very scared. This doesn't help. Then the robot bit, and then you get the choice again to choose an option. It's actually to try and distract Asahi, because then there's a plot twist. You manage to. Anyway, never mind. I've gone a bit ahead. You throw a leftover banana peel from your lunch to try and distract Asahi. Asahi is not phased. What Asahi did not realize is that the robotic dinosaur is powered by bananas. That makes me laugh, even though I wrote it. And so it turns around to try and eat it. You managed to get some time to catch your breath. Importantly, you're still alive. Congrats. Just a little bit more gameplay, and you might make it to the big secret ending. Now Asahi's turned around, his dinosaur is facing the banana. Well, yeah, Asahi's obviously facing the wrong way because he's sat on the dinosaur and the dinosaur's turned around. He's losing balance, about to fall off the mountain this facility is based upon. You can watch Asahi fall, let his evil army collapse by pressing A, or you can catch Asahi by pressing B. So, you'd think you'd let him fall, right? Because that'd be the end of everything. But no. Because in reality, if you'd have let him fall, then it'd still be the dinosaur. So you catch Asahi. So his plans are destroyed because the dinosaur no longer recognizes you as a threat. And then because of this, Asahi malfunctions, overheats, permanently shutting him down along with his army and empire. Congrats, you beat the game and found the secret ending. Your final score is 370, as I say, the top score. Please exit the game. Feel free to come back to try and find the other endings. And try and find the other endings. So yeah, we want to kill the program. And then I'll quickly run through the code. So it was actually really hard to program this one. It was a big challenge. So it was actually one of the hardest bits was at the start when I was trying to like come up with a way of answering a question so you could decide whether you wanted to do the training program or not. But then it was really difficult to program. So I just did it so if you don't put in the correct answer, it just automatically kills you with however many points you already had. So yeah, and then if you don't put in a valid input like A or B or C or whatever, then it says like the same response every time. No, that's not it. You didn't press like either button. You stand in silence, choosing not to react. Asahi is confused. You're shot down by some sort of gun. Everything goes a little blurry. Game over. Your final score was, and then tells the program to input your score. Please exit the game. Feel free to try again. Asahi signals you. Oh no, that's part of the thing, the story. And then to change the score, you have to do like sort of maths things. So means divide to the nearest whole number. So divide by 2, and then if there's a decimal, you take it to the nearest whole number. But when I did it, it rounded down, which I was quite confused about, but I'm pretty sure it's supposed to do that. Obviously, to exit the program and get the message to come up, it's exit and the 2 brackets. And then it was also really hard to program the secret ending, because I had to create a variable called secret number, which is up there. And only if secret number equals 1, which happens when you distract Asahi, because otherwise it's 0, that's the only way that you can get into the secret ending. And it was really difficult to program, and like trying to figure out where to put the indents and stuff. So yeah. There's another thing I was going to speak about. Oh yeah, that's it. And when there's also gaps, like in between the paragraphs, I had to program that as well near the end of my programming because I forgot about it before. And you have to do print and then 2 of those speech marks and then slash and then n. So that was really hard. Well, not really hard to program, but I didn't previously know how to do it, so I had to look it up. But yeah, that was some programming practice that I'd done yesterday, and I'm really glad I made it because it's turned out really well. As I say, I can't publish it because it's quite difficult to find a good place to publish it. But I hope you enjoyed the videos. I'll see you guys next time. This has been Lightning D-Pad.